How are you? Dr. Dan Miller, Historical Solutions LLC. We are back for Pro Football in the America 250. We are on week 4 of our season, week 4 of the Pro Football season, and so thanks for coming back. And we'll get right to it here today. Thought I'd take advantage of this gorgeous day and come out here. You never know how much longer we're going to go with regard to this. By the way, the content we're pulling from is on the week ending September 25th. So we're a little behind in the sense of the NFL's calendar, but we're on week 4. We're tracking week 4, which just ended with last night's pair of Monday night games. We have a theme besides week 4. Week 4 has a theme: discipline, individual discipline, team discipline, organizational discipline. The good teams have it, the bad teams don't. Other things can account for wins and losses, successes and failures, championships or not, but discipline is certainly one of the threads that runs through it. So that's what our theme is today, is discipline. As far as week 4 is concerned in the NFL, we saw the Cincinnati Bengals as a team, I think, lack discipline. They lack other things, but they certainly lack discipline. And you saw that reflected in a ridiculous amount of just stupid penalties, I think, in one of last night's games. We saw individual discipline, or a lack of individual discipline, on display for our team here in Indianapolis, the Colts, which had a wide receiver, Adonai Mitchell, show a lack of discipline twice, and it cost the Colts 14 points. They lost by 7. Lack of individual discipline lost them that game. Baltimore Ravens, nobody thought they'd be 1-3 sitting here at week 4. Question would be, do you think they'll show a lack of discipline going forward as they attempt to turn this thing around for them, or do you think that they'll maintain discipline in that effort to reverse their fortunes? I'm going to kind of bet that discipline will hold for them. That seems to be part of their team value, their organizational value. But we'll have to see, right? So discipline, that's our theme. I do think it runs from individual to set of individuals, which is the team, and then on up the line to the organization too. Everybody has to show discipline if it's going to be an organizational reality and value. Now, let's get to Coach George Washington, head coach George Washington, and his brand new team, the Continentals. Let's remember where we are in week 4. We are outside of Boston, surrounding the opposing team, the Redcoats, who were pinned up inside of Boston. The Continentals have them surrounded in a kind of a semicircle of around 20,000 soldiers or so. Coach George Washington is the commanding general. He's had this assignment. He got the coaching job back in the summer. So he wasn't there for the first or the second major battle, which was Bunker Hill. Wasn't there for the first one either, which was Lexington and Concord back in April. So he's not had a battle of his own yet, but he's putting the team, trying to build the team, right, from where he picked them up. It's community owned, in that it's the colonists who are opposing England. They're the collective owners of the Continentals, and it's run by an upper administration and upper management, a front office called the Continental Congress. So there's how our analogy lines up. I think it lines up really well too. So discipline. Okay. Week 4. For the second time in the last 3 weeks. Remember, week 4. Second time in the last 3 weeks. Coach Washington has faced a serious discipline problem. A couple weeks ago, it was a group of Pennsylvania riflemen who mutinied. Now, in week 4, it's a crew of a naval vessel called the Hannah, which had seized a British vessel and seized various supplies and goods and articles on that vessel. According to kind of how things had been done in peacetime, it's almost like a piracy type of rule. If you take it, you own it, you get to sell it and distribute the profits to everybody who was involved as crew members. That's what the Hannah's crew thought we were doing now. That's not what Coach Washington wants at all. That's not discipline. Discipline is you turn it over to the Continental Congress. You turn it over to the team, to the organization. This isn't all about individuals now. This is about the organization. So they didn't like that, and they mutinied. They tried to take the items back by force, and Washington had to respond to this second mutiny. Now here's where we're going to get some really interesting things happening today. The first time this had happened a couple weeks ago, Washington was pretty lenient, and he's been criticized for being lenient by some of the other members of the team. This time, maybe it's because of the criticism or because it's the second time or whatever the case may be, he's going to crack down harder. They're all going to get a whipping. They're all going to get whipped. That's a kind of a standard procedure in militaries around the world. So they're going to get whipped. But now here's where we get things that are interesting. So we have a division of what discipline means. Okay? The front office, the Continental Congress, that's Shelby back there. Hey Shelby. The Continental Congress, management, front office, upper administration of the organization, they believe they have to send a signal. And they've believed this ever since they put the franchise together, that we are different. We are the only team like this in the league, in the world, in the sport. The only team like this. And we've got to show that difference. And so we believe in the value of the person. We believe in the rights of the person and the liberties and freedom of the person. Now we can argue about, how does that play out in reality, but which is a big deal. But I'm just saying right now, the team, the banner, the logo, everything on the building, everything about the franchise, everything about the stadium, if you name it, it's about the individual's rights and liberties and freedoms. We believe it. This is why we're doing this. This is why we play the game. So they want to send a signal that uniqueness carries over even into things like punishment. So they don't want to do what the head coach wants to do. As far as the head coach is concerned, Coach Washington, he knows at one point in his life he wanted to be on the other team. He wanted to be in the coaching ranks of the other team, the British Army. This is back 20 years ago, 15, 20 years ago. And he knows it inside and out. It's 500 lashes. Imagine that, 500 lashes for various offenses by a sailor or a soldier. So as far as he's concerned, that ought to be what this is, right? Upper management, the front office, no. What we're going to do, yes, we're going to punish, but the punishment is going to be not 500, it's going to be 39. To our ears, 39 sounds like 40 too many. But think about it. 500 is the standard. We're dropping this baby all the way down to 39 to signal that we're different. We're unique. We're virtuous. And so, one other thing. This is really interesting. Really cool. What do you think? 39. That's weird, Dan. Where'd that come out of? I'll tell you where it comes out of. It comes out of the Old Testament in the Bible. Book of Deuteronomy. That's what the Jewish tribes did for punishments. 39 lashes or 40 lashes. The Apostle Paul in the New Testament, I think, talks or writes 5 different times of having gotten 39 lashes as he's evangelizing and proselytizing in the name of Jesus Christ in the New Testament. 39 lashes. So that 39 relative to 500, that's sending a signal. But the 39 by itself is sending another signal. Yes, we're virtuous. And yes, we're spiritually oriented. So, and that's where the virtue is, upon which the virtue is based. That's the double signal they're sending. Does everybody agree top to bottom on that? No, but that's the signal the upper management, the administration, front office wants to send. Washington again. Coach Washington, no. We need a harsher punishment like the rest of the league has, the other teams in the league have. But for now, he's going to listen to the front office. This is what the ownership wants to do. So we're going to do it. So that's week 4. I just want to point out to you what we're looking at here. Discipline. Discipline is a problem. Forget the other side. If we can't conduct ourselves correctly amongst ourselves, then we've already lost the game. We've already lost the game. So, looking forward to week 5 coming up in Pro Football on America 250. I'm Dan Miller. Hope you've enjoyed today's conversation. And I'll say, look, there she is, right back on cue, old Shelby. So we'll see you next time around. Have a great week.